Hey loves! Today we're going to be doing a drugstore starter kit for beginners. I put together this bag full of goodies that you can get at Walmart that are affordable but amazing quality. Huge shout out to Walmart for sponsoring today's video. You guys already know my obsession with Walmart. I've been shopping here since I was a little child with my mom, and I will continue shopping here until I'm a little old lady. But truly Walmart is the best, and they have amazing prices, and I love the wide assortment of products that they have in pretty much all categories. You can find all the things at a really great price. So thank you Walmart for working with me in today's video. I will have all the products for you guys linked down below in the description box, and I will also pin a comment so you guys can shop directly on the Walmart app, walmart.com. Highly recommend their app, by the way. Sometimes you can find hidden gems on there that maybe you might not find in store. So grab a snack, get cozy, and let's build this drugstore starter kit. So we are going to start with the brows, and I'm going to go in with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is one of those products that I just always go back to, and I'm going to use the color Espresso as well as Brunette. I have a bunch of different shades in this. I'm going to start off with the color Espresso, and I'm going to just outline the natural shape of my brows. I love how precise this pencil is. It makes it super easy, and you can do tiny strokes to mimic brow hairs. I also love the spoolie on the end, so I'm going to spoolie through as I go just to coat the brows evenly with the product. I like to start on the bottom and then I go up top to shape the brows. And I'm doing this very lightly. Like I said, this is really precise and tiny, so you can just ever so lightly just fluff the product into your brows, following the direction of your brow hairs. And I am cleaning up my brows. I just go right underneath. You could use concealer or a foundation stick. And I pretty much like to do a color that is close to my skin tone. Now to set the brows, I'm going to use the Ardell Brow Glue. This is so good. It's literally glue for your brows with no residue. So this is what it looks like. You get a brush, and then you also get spatula that comes with it, which I highly recommend keeping this with your brow glue because this makes such a difference. But you want to just take the product and pretty much coat your entire brows with it. Don't worry about fluffing them up with this. Just apply the product to your brows with the brush. You gotta kind of work a little quick with this. Apply what you want. You honestly don't even need too much of this because it's intense. And then with a little applicator spatula, which I really like, by the way, I'm gonna start fluffing the brows up. As I'm doing this, I'm also gonna use my spoolie from my brow pencil and just keep fluffing them up. You're gonna feel the glue drying, and it's honestly the best thing ever because once it dries, your brows are not going anywhere. So that's why I do recommend working quickly. Keep your spoolie on hand so that you can kind of spoolie through as you go because the product is drying pretty instantly. I like to give my brows a little extra press, so I'm going to use my finger to do this and just hold it down for a few seconds. And then once I have them lifted, I'll just take a makeup wipe and just clean up the top of my brows. So this brow routine right here, it's easy, but it lasts all day, and I finally got the best drugstore combo right here. Now to prep the lids, I'm going to use the Pretty Smart Eyeshadow Primer Elixir. So this has no color to it. I love the way it applies. It dries down to a soft matte finish. So this eye primer is going to make your shadows vibrant and last all day without fading. Now for eyeshadows, another Pretty Smart gem. This brand is amazing. Nothing is over $10. So I have been really loving the Celebrity eyeshadow palette. This one is in 103. They're all neutral, but this one has a touch of warmth with this shade right here. And then we have 102, which is for those of you who prefer something a little bit more cool toned. This is the one that I'm going to use today, number 104, which is also cool toned. This one just has a little bit more of like those purpley hues in there. But I'm going to use 102, and I'm going to take those two colors as my neutral blending shade. So I find this formula to be really soft and buildable. The eyeshadows just feel very soft as you're blending them and building them up. I'm going to go into the 103 palette. I really like this one. I'm going to take a little bit of that warm shade, mixing it in there as well into my crease. These are it. I really enjoy, every time I do my eyeshadow with these palettes, I really love the way it looks because it just takes little to no effort and you don't have to use a bunch of different shades. And then we're gonna tap into that dark brown. I'm gonna tap that on the outer lid. And of course, you know, we're gonna take that shimmer and just pop that on the lid. Super easy. It's pretty much like my go-to makeup look whenever I do my eyeshadow. This is just how I was taught. Like when I used to watch YouTube videos, this was just the way. So now this is how I do my makeup pretty much every single time I do my eyeshadow. It's like engraved in my brain this way. These also work nicely with your finger. I think they're just overall a really pretty eyeshadow formula. Like it's just very easy. And the shimmers in here are nice and subtle, so not too much, but just enough. But if you want to take it there just a little bit more and make it a little bit more intense, you can spray your brush, which I always love to do. I'm going to use this later on, Milani Make It Last. What I always recommend is dip your brush first, then spray it. You just need one little spray and just go over your lids with that color. And it's just gonna give it a little bit more of that wet sheen kind of look. Or you could just not do it and just keep it really light and soft as well. Either or, we love it. And the eyeshadow quad is just it. If for those of you who just don't really love a lot of eyeshadow, or if you do, you just want the bare minimum, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We love bare minimum eyeshadow looks over here, but this quad is it. So if you just don't really like to do your eyeshadow, or if you do, but you want to just do literally the most basic, simple looks, raise your hand if you're like me. Yes, that is me. We all need a good liquid liner, and it has to be waterproof. It has to last all day. It has to be easy to work with. NYX Epic Ink liner, the best. This one is in black, but it also comes in a couple other shades as well. If you're into brown, they have nudes. They have different shades of brown too, but we love a good black liner. And this one has a brush tip, so easy to work with. It is waterproof and it just glides on. Even if you're not good at doing your eyeliner with this, you will be. So I'm gonna do a little baby wing because I want to just keep this look really light and cute. What you want to do is you want to start on the outer part of your lid and you want to flick it out just like that, just a light little flick. Then you want to go to the middle of your lid, pretty much the middle part of your brow down. That's where you want to take and draw a line straight across your lid to connect to the end of that little tail. And bam, then you just fill it in. Okay, I made them as baby as I could, but for real, this is a really good liquid liner. I always recommend it. For mascara, I have a lot of favorites, but the CoverGirl Cleantopia is one of the best, and I love that it now comes in a waterproof version. There's a lot of good drugstore mascaras though, honestly, but CoverGirl lately, I feel like their mascaras have just been really good. This came out last year, but I think the waterproof version came out recently. And this one is one of those all-in-one mascaras that gives you literally everything for your lashes. I'm talking length, separation, and I feel like too with waterproof, it just holds a curl a little bit better. So if you have straight lashes like me, waterproof mascara is gonna be your bestie. I love it. It looks so good. And I'm not gonna wear falsies today, but I will show you guys one of my all-time favorites if you do want to be extra ever. But we're gonna keep this look, like I said, really just neutral, simple. I know, it's like somebody commented on one of my videos and they were like, no false lashes? Where is Jazz and what have you done with her? But seriously, I've been loving my natural lashes. Now for skin prep, we're gonna do a smoothing primer and a setting spray beforehand to hydrate and just really prep the skin for all the other products we're gonna use over top. And you already know we're using Milani Make It Last. The big bottle is my holy grail. I go through the little ones so quickly, so I'm like, we need the big bottle. This is the best. I love this before and after makeup. They have the original, which is classic. But if you go to Walmart now, you can find the Make It Last matte in the extra large bottle. Typically it comes in this bottle, which is an option as well if you don't want to commit to a really big bottle, but I love this so much. And if you just prefer a matte finish, if you have oily skin, you're gonna love this one. But today I'm gonna use the OG because it's just literally the best. Let that absorb for maybe a minute or so into your skin. Then follow up with a primer. This new one from CoverGirl is beautiful. It's the Skin Enhancer Velvet Blur Primer. This one, you can visibly notice a difference pretty much instantly. as you're applying and blending it in. Look at this versus this. Like, you see how smooth that looks? And it's so lightweight. It doesn't make your skin feel dry as the product dries, but it just gives you instant, smooth, blurred skin, just like the name implies. I have been loving this under all of my foundations. It's just really, really good. I love it pretty much all over my face, but I concentrate most of it where I have larger pores, and then I go on my forehead as well just to kind of absorb any excess oil or shine. For foundation, I totally recommend this Soft Glam Satin Foundation from e.l.f. I'm gonna mix the shade 25 Light Neutral and 31 Medium Neutral. When I tell you this, I don't even understand how it's $8. It not only gives really good coverage, but I think it wears really nicely as well. I've experimented with this with different primers, and it's very universally flattering with different products as well. But it's nice because you're gonna get kind of the best of both worlds. The finish is satin, it's not too dewy, it's not too matte. Now for bronzer, I'm gonna show you guys two of my favorites. If you're into a cream bronzer, definitely recommend the Cheek Kiss bronzer from Milani. This one I have in Spilling Tea 120. I like this because it's just so easy. It just gives you that perfect touch of warmth, and I really like the packaging. It's just really simple, so I'm gonna just use a little bit of this to warm up the skin. I also really love the liquid contour from Milani as well. This is another just really easy product to work with. It blends like a dream and just melts into the skin. For liquid blush, the e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes are the winner because they have the best shades, and this is also a really beautiful buildable yet also very pigmented formula. Some of the lighter colors are a bit more buildable. The brighter shades are intense, but overall amazing blushes with such good variety for colors. So I'm gonna mix the shade Peach Perfect with Pinky Promise. I love this formula also because it's not overly dewy. I love dewy products, but I know sometimes they can feel like they're literally melting off your face. And I am still in love with the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. I'm using the shade Beige, and I mixed in a little bit of golden as well. I love how this is hydrating because I have very dry under eyes, but a little bit of it goes a long way. I honestly even used too much right here. You don't even need this much. This has really good coverage. And if you ever want to skip out on foundation, you can use this concealer as your foundation, and it looks so natural and pretty. I like to do my concealer sometimes, if I remember, after my blush, because then you can use it to blend out any harsh areas of your blush. It's literally like makeup and skincare, so it just makes your under eyes look revitalized and awake, but smooth. If you want blurred, soft, matte, smooth under eyes that are gonna look great in photos, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. This is next level smoothness, brightness, all the things. The packaging is also ideal because it's huge. This also comes in a banana version, which I tried, but it's a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So if you have deeper tanner skin tone, the banana version is amazing. However, this translucent shade will work on everybody. I've seen different skin tones use it, darker skin, lighter skin. It's gonna work because it is translucent. It looks great in photos. Blend out any little creases that you have and then set immediately after so that you're setting your under eyes when they look as smooth as possible. Sometimes what I do if I'm using a puff, I will just go in and kind of apply this on my cheek. I'm gonna use another powder too, but you could use this honestly all over your face. Look at how smooth that looks. There is not a pore in sight. The primer, foundation, and powder combo is elite. Now I have two pressed powders to mention if you don't like loose powder or if you like to double powder like I do. I like pressed powders for touch-ups and just for setting typically the entire face. So starting off with the Pretty Smart Photo Blur Perfect Finish Powder. This is for those of you who like a satin finish. So you don't want something that is fully matte, but you still want a powder to set your creams and absorb any excess shine. This one is it. It has a really beautiful finish. I'm gonna just apply this on my forehead to show you what I'm talking about. So You could see my forehead was pretty shiny, and I just set this down. So with the powder, it set everything, but it doesn't look fully matte and not as matte as the rest of my face. So if you're into that kind of finish, you're gonna love this. So I really like this. I've been using this a ton, but you already know I also love my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. This one is for those of you who love a matte finish. So this one is in light medium. So this is just next level. It's a little bit more matte. You can kind of see here a little bit like how this looks versus this. You have a little bit of that shine still peeking through. I'm gonna add a little bit more bronzer, and this is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Perpetually Tan. I'm just adding this to emphasize that cream bronzer we did underneath. Layering the powders and layering your makeup is what's going to make your products last all day, because I know it is extra doing creams, liquids, and then setting with all the powder, but that is the key. The key to makeup is layers. And we're gonna do the same thing with the blush. I wanna just like make that pop a little bit more, and I'm gonna use another Pretty Smart powder product. This is the pressed blush, and this one is in Extra Pretty, the most gorgeous hot pink. And I'm just gonna dust a little bit of this right on the apples of my cheeks. You just need a light dusting. This is really pigmented. So now for lip liners, these are both from NYX, and specifically these lines from NYX are the ones that are gonna last you the longest, and they have really great shades. First is the Line Loud lip pencil. This one is in Global Citizen, but again, it comes in other shades as well. This is a beautiful waterproof, transfer proof eyeliner. It is so creamy, it glides on. It's a beautiful neutral nude. This was actually a brand new one. I have another one of these in my purse. It's just a good kind of go-to for me. And I also love the NYX Suede line as well, because it is very long wearing. Just make sure your lips are moisturized beforehand and you can get some good pigment, but that's a really great color. This one is in Sandstorm. So I'm going to use Sandstorm today. So nowadays I know lipstick is not as popular as it used to be, because it's all about the lip oils and glosses, but I'm gonna mention a lipstick because this one, you need it in your collection. Milani Color Fetish matte lipstick. I love the color Tease. It's a little bit more nude, but this one is in Pleasure, which is a pinky nude, and this just feels luxe. The finish of it, it's so comfortable, great colors, great pigmentation. So I'm gonna put that right in the center. Now we are in the lip oil era of makeup right now, and I've tried almost, I think, all of them at the drugstore, but e.l.f. is definitely in my top 5, specifically this color, Honey Talks. The color just speaks for itself. I mean, moment of silence. I don't know how this is gonna look with this lip combo. We're gonna just top it off with this because I need some gloss. These are also not sticky. And another great color is Jam Session. Out of all of the lip oils that they have, I feel like these two have the most pigment. Also the shade Rose Envy. For the eyes, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Pencil. This comes in a 2-pack, and this is so creamy and dark. So I'm going to use this to tightline my upper lash line because there is a gap. And I feel like maybe you can't really tell that much, but it's one of those things that in photos, it makes a difference. And even just in general, I think it kind of makes your lashes look a little bit thicker at the root versus when you don't have that. You see, it's such a minor little detail. I don't even know if you can really tell, but I like to tightline. And you want to use an eyeliner that is super creamy and dark for this. That way you don't have to go over your waterline a bunch of times, but this one is fabulous. And I'm going to leave my lower lash line blank. I just added a little lower lash mascara, but I'm not going to do any eyeshadow or anything there because I'm just not feeling it. Inner corner highlight, optional, but for me, necessary. I love to do that same eyeshadow typically that I apply on the lid or the lightest color, just to bring a little bit of brightness. And we have to seal the deal with Milani Make It Last. Drugstore starter kit is complete. I also got this makeup bag, by the way, at Walmart on clearance. It was like $4, and it is perfect for everyday makeup. So definitely check out these goodies if you're looking to start your collection or you want to add to your collection. These products are it. I will have everything linked for you guys down below in the description box, and I will also pin a comment. Make sure you subscribe for new videos every week, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. See you soon. Bye.